Going live. I think I'm live. I'm live. 7 seconds live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Great British Home Chorus, week 8 of lockdown. The little rays, those shafts of light of hope, are starting to come, aren't they? Because there's a slight relaxation. Don't know how I feel about that, but anyway, it's good. I don't know. I feel like I'm institutionalised now. I don't want to leave for home. I'm perfectly happy here. I'll never go out again. It is very good to see lots of you. Did you miss me? I missed you. I had a day off, and it was very nice. I did actually do some work, but there we are. Now, lots of excitements this week. I am delighted, thrilled to be joined this week by the Stay at Home Choir, who are colleagues, friends and colleagues, run by two excellent musicians, Tory London and Jamie Wright. Jamie Wright is now singing with the Swingle Singers, who, if you've seen me on tour, you will know you may know he's the new member of the Swingle Singers, replacing Kevin. And Tory was on the Naked Choir. She was one of the judges on the Naked Choir, and is a fine conductor and broadcaster and musician. And they, like me, set up an online choir presence in those early days, those first few weeks of lockdown, and they called theirs the Stay at Home Choir. Now theirs was more directed at choral singers who are at home, of the sort of classical type. My microphone's stuck. There we are. Of the classical type, whilst I went in the direction of doing Elton John covers and things. But I thought it'd be rather nice to do something a little different this week, and maybe into next week, as you're all finishing your material. We've done You Are My Sunshine. That should be in by now. So the deadline was today, or this weekend, for I'm Still Standing. So that should be in by now. If it's not, get it in quickly. So that's gone. That deadline is gone. Taking a register. And then the next one is going to be Ordinary World, which I would like by Monday. So next Monday. And then we'll do Keen. Keen will be the last one, and the tracks are coming. I'm that close to finishing them. I'm sorry, I've got about 80,000 things going on at the moment, but there we are. Update on the tomatoes. All 20 plants are alive. I am a gardening genius, apparently. Don't think so. Now, I'll tell you a little bit more about what we're going to be doing with the Stay at Home Choir. They have done a fantastic online version, which you can go and have a look at now. It's up on YouTube, of the Gloria by Antonio Vivaldi. Now, this is a very special piece for me for many reasons, as you will shortly discover. I am hoping that an email has gone out. I'm assured it has. The email's just come. I can see smiley faces. Don't worry. I'm just gonna set you off today. So don't worry if you haven't got it already. If you have an ancient copy, it won't have changed because it's the Vivaldi Gloria. You will find this simple. I'm just gonna say, if you're frightened of Latin or choral music, you're not going to struggle. Many of you I know are already choral singers and will find this a walk in the park. It's really fun. It's really joyful. It just lifts the spirit. This is a fantastic piece. Now, I've got a little video of me chatting to Tory so she can sort of set the scene of what we need to think about. We'll watch that, then we'll do a warm-up. Here we go. Hopefully this works. I say this with the usual caveats. Let's see if the technology works. Hello, Tory. How are you?
Hi, yeah, really good, thank you.
Now I should say Tory London from the Stay at Home Choir, of course.
Yeah, that's become my title over the last 7 weeks.
Congratulations.
I can hardly remember what happened before. Has there always been lockdown?
I feel like it has gone on forever. So you and I, in that first crazy week, we spoke a few times about our various plans to get the nation singing, and you've done a beautiful thing, bringing together choral singers for a range of projects. Tell us a little bit about what you've been doing.
Yeah, well, we once lockdown hit, we thought that there were so many people out there that weren't actually able to sing together anymore, and everybody was sort of trying to find ways to create a sense of community and a sense of sort of shared creative experience, I suppose. And at the same time, there were loads of amazing world-class groups out there, like the King Singers, Swingle Singers, the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra, who were so busy trying to work out the practicalities of how to survive in lockdown that they just didn't have the time to think creatively, and there were different priorities. And so what we thought we'd do is collaborate with those groups and help them to connect with their audiences, and also help people who had who couldn't go to concerts anymore, couldn't sing in their own choirs anymore, to feel a little bit closer to the artists that they already love, but would like to interact more closely with. And so that's how the Stay at Home Choir was born.
Well, welcome to your latest collaboration with us at the Great British Home Chorus. So I thought it'd be lovely, if you don't mind, to sing along with you on a project that you're quite far down the road with, but we're going to join in. And this is a chance, I think, for us to do something different. We've been doing Duran Duran and we've been doing Elton John, and now it's the choral challenge. We're going to sing one of my favourite pieces of choral music, the Vivaldi Gloria, that opening movement. This is special for a number of reasons for me. Firstly, because we had a recording, the World of Kings, I think it was, when I was a kid on Decca, I believe, and it was a piece that my mum used to put on when I was a baby to get me to go to sleep, amazingly, and because it's quite energetic. And the other reason is that on my very first series of the choir, back in 2005, we were filming, all those years ago, this was the first piece of choral music that I did with those slightly reluctant teenagers, Rhonda Pownall and Cody Bramble and Marisa D'Souza, and all those fantastic kids whose names will be forever imprinted on my mind. So this is a very special piece. Talk us through, what are the challenges of singing a piece like this, Tory?
Well, first of all, it's just amazing piece. It's amazing fun. But the challenges, I suppose, are how sustained you have to sing. There are lots of really long lines, and especially when you're singing on your own at home, it's hard to feel like you've got any support because you can only hear your own voice. So the top tip that I would give to anyone doing this choral challenge would be to make sure you're taking plenty of breaths and that you don't snatch them in order to try and come in again really quickly. Just trust that all of your friends and colleagues, they might be sort of miles away in a different room singing at a different computer, but they're still there and they're sort of carrying the sound with you. You don't need to do it all on your own.
And we're going to be singing along on the end of this week, or perhaps the end of the next week. Haven't decided on the day, but when everyone feels ready, we're going to sing along in a sort of concert, a virtual concert, with your almost finished track. I think you're still adding, or are you finished with it?
Well, again, it's funny, isn't it? We're all sort of feeling our way here, and we're not sure. There might be some more to come. So there's no reason why you shouldn't stay tuned in case you get the opportunity to actually join in with us.
Oh, fantastic! So maybe if you like singing this piece, you can defect, albeit temporarily, I'm sure, to the Stay at Home Choir, which is absolutely fine with me.
Do both. Why not? We've all got plenty of time on our hands right now.
We certainly do. So yeah, go and get involved in that. But we're going to sing along with your wonderful performance, which has got the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra on. Sounds absolutely excellent. What are you giving us in terms of resources? You've given us these learning files, haven't you? So talk us through what people need to do.
Yeah, so we've got 4 different tracks: 1 soprano, alto, tenor, bass. And on that, we've got a professional singer singing the line, so you can hear it nice and clearly. And all the other parts are still there, but they're a lot quieter. So it's really easy to hear your part. So even if you don't read music, you can just listen along and learn it bit by bit. And obviously, you guys are going to be going through it in your rehearsals. And hopefully, Jamie and I will be able to join you for one of those to check in and say hi and see how you're all doing.
You will be most welcome. I'm just looking to see if the technology will allow me to play a little bit of that. But of course it doesn't. Yes, it does. Oh, here we are. There is the glorious sound in the background.
So that's 25 players from the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra, completely separately in their own homes, mixed together.
Sounds amazing. I mean, you could almost be tricked into believing it was live. Okay, well, thank you, Tory. I will leave you there, and we will welcome you back later in the week to check in. And I think you're going to give us a little bit of a warm up. Here comes the big moment, ladies and gentlemen. Gloria, there they are. Thank you, Tory.
Hi, good luck.
And we're back. There we are. Well, That's Tory. So setting us to the challenge of singing long lines of Vivaldi. I'm just looking in the comments. Look, don't feel pressured if you haven't got the I'm still standing and you're still working on it and you thought the deadline was Friday. Get it in as quickly as you can, and then we can get on to the others because I'd like to get these done. I'm just checking with the powers that be what the absolute last deadline is, but it's coming up, and then announcements and excitements will be forthcoming, he said, at some point. So right now, some of you have had the email, which did go out. I know because lots of people have got it. It did go out this morning, but some of you haven't got it. Now that is not Decca's fault. It's not my fault. I do apologise, however, but unfortunately that is the vagaries of the internet. Sometimes when you send 140,000 emails, which is what we're doing, it takes a little while for them to go through the server and get to you. Many people lose them in their spam filters. Now, I think we should get to the singing, but it will come. Don't worry, it's really going to be fine. It's very, very simple. Let's do a little bit of a shake, a bit of a warm up. Now, I'd like to take us right back to basic principles and just have a little think again about the breath, because we're going to need a very, very light voice here. Very simple and light, and lots of sustain down here, lots of puff. There's no oomph involved in this piece at all. It's all a light sound, thin vocal folds that we've spoken about so many times now, and keeping it very, very, very soft. Now, this is especially important in this, because you just can't sustain the lines if you're belting it. Let's do one ear. Let's have a little. We're going to do tss, shh, tss, If you're joining us and you haven't been doing all these warm-ups for 8 weeks now, just a reminder that just above the belt you've got the oblique muscles and they support the diaphragm. So if you give a little cough, you'll feel a little pulse. And it needs to be a good cough. You'll feel the muscles pulse out. And then just behind your belt buckle as well is another place. You'll feel it just sort of pop out. And give it a little... I've just had it confirmed. I did say the end of this week. My apologies. And then we're going to let's try and get the keen in. Ordinary world in for Monday, and then we'll have another week for the keen, and then we should be in good shape. And who knows? Then we'll take stock. Just to prove you can go on for a really long time. So think about the balloon going down very, very slowly. I mean, that is literally what's going on. Your lungs are releasing the air. Your diaphragm is relaxing slowly and just pushing out that air. So let's try that again. Here we go. Stay relaxed. Good. Something to think about this week. And we're going to try. So 3 in a row this time. So just to start to extend it. Here we go. And... 3. Nice and soft. Let's go back to our now. Sing. to or. Glor, it's getting up to a D sharp there. So, and that kind of sound, a light sound, a thin sound, not too heavy. We're not going to do a big vocal sort of a chewy warm up today because I really want to get on to the actual dots. Now, if you don't have this yet, don't worry, but we have for you, courtesy of the wonderful Stay-at-Home Choir, they have lent us all their material, and Tory did sort of hint that there might still be time. They might be extending their project, so there may be time for you if you haven't had enough uploading with us, you may be able to upload with them as well. But I'm not making any promises, but that did seem to be what she was getting at. So we'll have a little listen. There are 5 tracks that I have here. I have soprano, alto, tenor and bass, but I also have a full choir version. Now the full choir version is accompanied by the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra, and I think they had 25 players from the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra who generously gave their time and played the piece. And it was all mixed together. So what you're hearing, although it sounds like a live concert, it is in fact all done virtually, and all the singers too. So I'll give you a quick blast of that. We have this lovely introduction that is so famous. Here it comes. Discover the secret. It's so energetic, it's so exciting, this music, especially to perform live. It's got a real, it's like a rock piece, isn't it? Just full of energy. Really nice long lines through this. And then it builds each time, finding a new excitement. In the word Gloria. And again, really, the words shouldn't challenge you. This bit. Tenor line. Intertwining, building towards this fantastic conclusion. Bosh. There we are, ending on D. Beautiful key D major, very bright and great for strings, and lots of open strings there. Lovely, 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 lovely. So, you will be receiving, if you haven't received it already, a link to download not just a score, but parts. So we're going to take a quick look at that now. I'm going to start with the soprano. If you have your score, let's turn to the first bit. You come in on bar 17. It just reminds me a little bit of that wonderful moment, if you know it, in... I need this computer, sorry. In Zadok the Priest. We have a big build-up and then a kind of explosive start. Although I think this has the edge in terms of just excitement and energy. So just starting just before bar 17. This is just soprano. There you go. So you get a single voice. So simple. And I can now switch the alto in as well. There you are, so you're getting 2 for the price of 1 there. So I'll just stop that, and we're going to have a little bash through some of the notes. So the first bit, very simple. So sopranos. Then that repeats, but quieter. So let's just do that first phrase for everyone. Altos now. So you start. That's the soprano. It's the alto. And it goes Gloria, Gloria. 2, 3, 4. Gloria, Gloria. 1, 2, 3. E excelsis Deo. In excelsis Deo. Sorry, I always forget to sing in the alto range, and I know you love to hear that glorious sound. Let's do the tenor line. Not too tricky. This is a little lower than some of our other pieces. Gloria, Gloria. 4, 1, and Gloria, Gloria. 1, 2, 3, and in excelsis Deo. In excelsis Deo. So that's those notes, and then let's look at the bass line. We'll go over the words in a second. So you start on the tonic, same note as the sopranos, but 2 octaves down. Gloria, Gloria. 1, 2, 3, 4. Gloria, Gloria. 1, 2, 3, up. In excelsis Deo. In excelsis Deo. So that is that's that whole first section. So I think you could do that, frankly, from memory, because it's not too complicated. Let's have I'm going to play that section, see if you can just have a go. So the words are Gloria, Gloria, Gloria. And I think we were looking for really Italian pure vowels. Oria, Gloria, Gloria. Important that the gula is very quick. Gloria, Gloria. It's the O that is important. Gloria, Gloria, not Gloria, Gloria. It's Gloria, Gloria. Really fast, really energetic, but before the beat. So if I've got this beat, Gloria, Gloria. It's the O that I'm looking for. In excelsis Deo. In excelsis Deo. Here we go. This next section is where the lines start to get longer. So we're going to work from the bottom up this week in our choral challenge. So starting with the bass line, you've just ended up on excelsis Deo. Then we go 1, 2, Gloria, 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 Gloria in excelsis Deo. And in top of page 6, bar 32, you'll see the Gloria in excelsis. There's a little slur, and that joins one to the next. So I tried to show you that, and I'll do that in all the parts. We'll do that one more time. Very simple. Gloria, 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 Gloria in excelsis Deo. They're very memorable lines once you get to know them. Working upwards, tenor. So you've just gone in excelsis Deo, and then you come down. Gloria, 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 Gloria in excelsis Deo. Beautiful. What a line. It's so fun to sing this, I can't tell you. I hope that you all get to sing it with people one day when choirs are legal again. Ready, tenors, and 1, 2. Gloria, 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 Gloria in excelsis Deo. Don't do what I did. Don't forget to breathe after all your glorias. And Tory and Jamie have very kindly put us nice big ticks in there to show us where to breathe. You breathe after each of those short glorias. Right, and we're going to have a look at the alto line. Gloria, it's in that part of my voice. That's where I sound like a chicken. Gloria, Gloria. There, here we go. And 1, 2. Gloria, Gloria, Gloria. Oh, sorry, wrong bit. Sorry. Gloria, 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 Gloria in excelsis Deo. Now that is a great great bit of alto writing. 3 notes through all of that. We'll do that one more time. And 1, 2. Gloria, Gloria, Gloria. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's been a long day. Gloria, 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 Gloria in excelsis Deo. What a beautiful sound. And the soprano. Gloria, 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 Gloria in excelsis Deo. Do you want me to do that bit again? Here we go. Ready, and 1, 2. Gloria, 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 Gloria in excelsis Deo. Good. Let's have a little play through that whole section and see if you can get to grips with that. We have not had any other words apart from Gloria in excelsis Deo. So this is the beginning bit. What we did first. Then the repeat softer. And those lines flowing and away. Then there's a little gap. Very similar material here. That wonderful tenor line. Yes. And we end up here. Glorious. Glorious. Okay, so there we are. That is the choral challenge. I think we'll do that over the next 2 weeks, just looking at it. I won't spend the whole of tomorrow's session just note bashing that, but I thought it'd be good to get to grips with it. Now, we were on bar 33 there. There are 68 bars. And admittedly, there's a bit of an introduction, but it's not that long, it's not that hard. Hopefully you're going to really enjoy that. I do think it is time to sing something glorious and upbeat. I think it's a fantastic piece. Let's raise our spirits a little. Let me remind you that I'm hoping that Tory and Jamie from the Stay at Home Choir are going to do the warm-up tomorrow, technology notwithstanding, and we will be completing... I'm still standing by the end of this week. Absolute deadline, end of this week. And then Ordinary World, get that done over the weekend. I'll get the tracks to you for Keen, and then let's see where we are. I mean, by which point, by the end of that, we'll be in week 10 of lockdown. And we'll be on session 492 of the Great British Home Chorus. I promised that I would still be here, and still here I am, and still here you are, and that's absolutely fantastic. So we'll have some fun with this piece. Hopefully, I hope that there's a day where we all get together and we can sing all these songs under one roof. All however many thousand of us. I mean, there's at least 20,000 at least, and I think there's more than that because it's people, lots of people doing it together. My parents are doing it together, so that's 2 people per house. Plus, there's obviously people coming and going, doing different days. So it's thousands and thousands and thousands of us. I'd love there to be a day when we all get together and we sing things. And how fantastic to sing a piece like this at that point. So if you're feeling like, I don't feel very Gloria today, and I would totally understand if you don't, there will be a day when you do, and that'll be the day when we all get together and sing that. So if you're feeling a bit odd about it, keep that hope in your heart. I have loved getting into some choral music again. I haven't done that for a little while. Thank you very much. Questions? We've got some questions for the last minute. Questions. Is it possible to extend one's vocal range? Yes. Keep going with the exercises. The more you sing, the more you can extend. You do get to a point where you start going, actually, I probably can't go much beyond that, but you can certainly improve. If you haven't done much singing, yes, that is possible. Quite a few asking for starting note before the singing part. Does that mean in the Vivaldi, I wonder? Well, on the track, I think, to be honest, my feeling is that that's part of the challenge. That it's learning to come in and learning to find that note. When you're doing your recordings and you've got me in one ear. Don't forget there is a guide to recording. If you're stuck, there is a guide. It's in the playlist. It should be all over here, all over YouTube. You've got me in one ear and you're singing along to me in your ear. Haven't gone over this for a few weeks. Maybe it's worth me reminding everyone. So when you record, you've got the guide there. The guide is, I think it's in the playlist. It's certainly on the Decca homepage. There's a playlist of all the stuff that you need. When you do it, you have me in one ear on one device, and on a second device, you record that you're singing, and that means that you will be in time with the track. So you play out the track. Now that means you can be singing along. If you hear me first and then come in quickly afterwards, that's fine. It's okay if you're slightly like a millisecond late because you've just heard the note. That's okay. So that's probably the best way to go about it. I would advise that. But I think, practice makes perfect, and perfect practice makes perfect. Think on it. Good night. Have a lovely evening, and I will be back here for a slightly shorter week, obviously, because it's 4 days, because we didn't do Monday. But I will be here and to the bitter end, ladies and gentlemen. Well, hopefully it's not bitter, actually, till the joyous and to the glorious end. Many thanks to the wonderful Jamie Wright from the Swingles and the wonderful Tory London as well, from everywhere, choirs. And many thanks to them for lending us their material and their ideas, and I really do appreciate it. It's fantastic to have them on board and as a welcome guest this week. All right, ciao.